Hello, I'd like to show you how to use a chart like this. On this chart you have the vowels of English up here, you have the consonants here, and you have the reduced syllables down here. So this is shui, this is schwa, and this is shwu. This will help us when we get to stress. But let's start with just a very simple word, cat, for example. There's no problem at all with a word like this. Let's take some two-syllable words. About, about. Two syllables stressed on the second, about. So with this, we'll start here, and then bout, here, about. And in this way you can see that the pronunciation of the word about is reflected in the pointing, about. You get the same thing with between, for example, two syllables, between, and we'll point that this way, be, and this, we'll use this one down here, between, and come up here, and this is how you know that the word is between. Your students can recognize this immediately. Let's take another example, a three-syllable word, together, three syllables stressed on the second. So the word is going to be done this way, together, exactly, together. Let's look at heavy, heavy. This is stressed on the first syllable, so that's going to be pointed up here, and the second one down here. Heavy, with a shui, heavy. If we make it into the imperative, heavy, three syllables, heavy, heavier, heavier, heavier. And this way I can get my students to separate the syllables out. Compare heavier, three syllables, with tier, one syllable. And so that is going to be up here, tier. We haven't yet looked at the shwu. Here's a word with shwu. Influence. Three syllables, influence. Stressed on the first syllable, so there's the shwu, fluence, influence. And you can see that the pointing shows you influence. We get the same thing with a much longer word, indiscriminate. Five syllables, indiscriminate. And in this word I would show four syllables from the lower section of the chart. So this would give us indiscriminate. And this way the students know immediately where the stress is going to be and what they have to do with the other syllables. That's to say, take them down to this level. Some words in English can have several pronunciations. One of these is February. February. In its fullest form it is February. This is what the dictionary will give as the first pronunciation. If we show it, February. Very few people use this pronunciation when they're speaking more quickly. They would say February. So February would be pointed this way. February. So I get my class to say February, February, and then I say, some people say it in three syllables. Of those four, which do you think would fall? February. And they would probably say February, and they'd be right. So I could point it this way. February. But when you're speaking really quickly, it can drop down to just two syllables. Which syllable do you think would then drop out? And the answer, of course, is February. So you get this. February. And so it's very useful to be able to show students how English can compress words and expand them, depending on the speed, depending on who the person is speaking to. If you're speaking to your boss, you might use language more carefully than if you're speaking to somebody else.